Omanungum, Boozhoo, Nana Boozhoo, Neeman Waindum, Omanungum, Boozhoo, Nana Boozhoo, Neeman Waindum, Omanungum, Boozhoo, Nana Boozhoo, Neeman Waindum, Omanungum. Hey everybody! And welcome back to the show. I am Nana Boozhoo, and on the guitar, Michael Lyons. And in the studio with us, the lovely and talented Natasha. And today is Sunday. In the Anishinaabe language, we call this Anama-e Gija Good, Prayer Day. So I think what I'd like to do is say a little prayer in the Anishinaabe language. And I'll translate it for you. But this is just a good Sunday prayer, if you're interested in, that kind of thing. Gitche Manadu, Great Spirit. Miigwech Kakina Gegu, Kaiji Chikeyan Nungom. Thank you for everything that you do today. Miigwech Kaiji Webak. Thank you for the weather. Miigwech Kaiji Gija Guk. Thank you for this day. And Miigwech Kaiji Bimadaziyan. Thank you for my life. Miigwech Bezandawiya Gitche Manadu. Thank you for listening. And this is your Sunday morning Anama-e, your Sunday morning prayer. So, okay, hey, Boozhoo! Welcome back to the live stream. Live stream, baby. We're streaming live on a Sunday night. What's going on? Jim's here, sweetie. Jim done? Yep. Well, Boozhoo, Jim. Hey, Jim. Let's give Jim a gold star. Gold star on the board for Jim. Gold star done. Yep. John Redcorn's here too, sweetie. Boozhoo, John, what's going on? John says, Mino onagoshin, kakina awiya. Anin, Boozhoo crew. Good evening, everybody. Hello, Boozhoo crew. Good evening. Mino onagoshin. And silver star for John. And a silver star for John. What's going on, Niji? And friendship's back, sweetie. Well, Boozhoo, friendship. Boozhoo, friendship. Bronze star for friendship. And a bronze star for friendship. Oh, here comes Redbird and Dijanakaz. Mino onagoshin. Redbird. Mino onagoshin, Redbird. We're all out of stars, though. No star for Redbird. No, I can draw a little smiley face, though. Okay, little smiley face and a circle, and then there's I'm gonna put some lines here. It's a sun. Okay, you got a smiley sun drawn next to your name. And Kaya's here. Oh, Anin Shanabs. How you doing, Shanabs? Boozhoo, Kaya. Hey, Tammy Liberty's here, sweetie. Well, Boozhoo, Tammy Liberty, and Boozhoo, Kaya. A lot of people hanging around tonight. Yeah. Badlands Ojibwe is here. Boozhoo, Badlands. What's going on? Mino onagoshin. It's another Sunday night. Anama-e Gija Good. Anama-e Gija Good. Well, that's prayer day. Is it still a prayer day if it's night? That's a good question. Anama-e means prayer. Gija Good's a day, but when it becomes evening, what do you do? I think it's Anama-e onagoshin. It's Anama-e dibikak. Prayer tonight. Prayer tonight. On prayer tonight. Oh, man. So, what should we talk about tonight? You want to talk about prayer? Should we talk about spiritual matters since it's prayer day? Should we talk about Gitchimanadu? Gitchimanadu, the Great Spirit. Oh, by the way, people, if there's anybody new here tonight, this is Natasha. Bushoo! And over here we got Michael Lyons. He's a rock star cartoonist. Hey, everybody. How you doing, buddy? I'm good. So, Gitchimanadu, the Great Spirit, or God. What can I say about God that hasn't already been said? Sweetie, yeah, what do you know about God? Tell me all your thoughts about God, because I'm on my way to meet her. To meet her? Yep. Is that a song? Yeah, I think so. Tell me all your thoughts about God, because I really want to know her or something. That's a song from the 90s. Yeah, it's from like my college years when I used to hang around, bars and colleges. Yeah. What are some other songs about God? You mean like a hymn? No, like a non-hymn God song. Prince used to sing about God. Yeah, but he sang about Jehovah. He was a Jehovah Witness. Was he really? I don't know. He was something weird like that. But he wrote the lyrics to, I forget her name, Joan something. Joan Jett? Yeah, I think he wrote a song for Joan Jett. There was Joan Jett, the I Love Rock and Roll, and then Joan Jett who sang, What if God was one of us? Oh, no, I know who you're thinking of. That's something Joan. Yeah, whatever her name was, her only hit. Just a slob like one of us. Just a stranger on the bus, trying to make his way home. And then there's Ani DeFranco. Ani DeFranco, what'd she write? She wrote, What if no one's watching? Oh, yeah. What if there is no God? What if there's nobody watching? We haven't really entertained that idea. Joan Osborne, thank you so much. Freya Lilu. What was you, Freya Lilu? Freya Lilu. What a beautiful name. Yeah. Freya Lilu. I think Freya Lilu was one of the B characters in the Grinch Who Stole Christmas. Freya Lilu? Yeah, there was like Peggy Sue or whoever that little girl was. Yeah, she had Lindy Lou or something like that. Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, what was I talking about? What if there is no God? Yeah. What if there was no God? I tried really hard when I was all smarter than I am today. Yeah. When I went to college and they kind of get you to believe that there is no God, I could never quite make that leap of faith that it takes to be a full-blown atheist. Couldn't make the leap of faith? Yeah, I didn't have enough faith in science and enough faith in my doubt, and I couldn't believe that there wasn't more to reality than what I could see or touch. But when I went through a phase, man, where I really tried to give up my religious teachings as a little guy. Yeah, and what happened? Well, I became a Buddhist for a while. Yeah. What else did I do? I'd watch videos with, Christopher Dawkins. Yeah. Richard Dawkins. Wait. Those are two different guys. There's Richard Dawkins and Christopher Hitchens. Christopher Hitchens. That's who I'm thinking of. Thank you. Yeah. I watch all these smarty pants atheists going, no, there's no such thing as God. You see, there was a Big Bang, and then the Big Bang made a bunch of planets, and then the dinosaurs, lived until the Ice Age. And we all know this because of science. Science did that. Hey, by the way, mental note. Yeah. Let's never buy Hill's brand cat food. Why not? Because I hate their commercials. They're like, hey, buy our cat food, you know. They have all kinds of different brands for liver functioning and for good cat breath or whatever. And you go, yeah, we worked it out. Science did that. They're like propagandas for science. It's like, look, science hasn't done anything, all right, you guys? Can we all calm down? Oh, really? How can you say that? You're on YouTube. What about computers? You're going off on a tangent. I know I am. But, so I was trying to be an atheist because I was so into science and science fiction. And I had faith in scientists. But you can only serve one master. You can either believe that God created everything, or you can believe in what science says, that it, evolved. And, they try to brainwash you to go, no, it can be both. You can believe in a creator and in evolution. That evolution is the way that Gitchimanidu made everything. You can have it both ways. Be popular. Yeah. But what they never say is, okay, do you believe the Bible or do you believe the science book? Because they contradict each other. You can't have it both ways. I'm looking at you, Christian scientists. You either believe your Bible or you believe science. I don't know what Christian scientists believe. I don't know either. I know they don't. They're anti-vax. Are they? I think they are. They should be. But they don't bring their kids into the hospital every time they get sick. They just pray. Yeah, I think they believe in the power of prayer. I do too, by the way. For healing and stuff. I mean, if God's going to take care of my bills, he's certainly going to heal me. But anyway, so I tried to be an atheist. And I learned to meditate, and I explored all these other religions, and I kind of fell into a cult. Really? Yeah. If I'm being totally honest with you guys, one thing I've learned about myself is I'm easily duped. Really? Yeah. I get swayed by charismatic teachers and speakers, and I start to buy into whatever they're talking. And I think a lot of us, we don't even know that we're in a cult until we wake up and we go, what? Why was I so into that guy? Krishnamurti. For like 5 years of my life, all I did was read this one guy, Krishnamurti. Indian philosopher who was essentially an atheist. Kind of a plagiarist Buddhist who said all religions are dumb and there are no gurus. So join my cult. I'm the anti-guru. And I was like, yeah, sign me up. Yeah. Took me years to get deprogrammed from that cult. And then just recently I was in the Beartaria cult. Owen Benjamin. Yeah. I didn't know I was part of that cult. But I was a big fan of this one podcast. And I realized I was listening to a sermon every day from this radical... now I think he's a gatekeeper shill. But, the guy was funny and he talked about spiritual things. Wasn't an atheist. And so I thought, hey, I'm going to learn from this guy. Pretty soon, he's my leader. I'm like, where's the Kool-Aid? I'm sure I'm thirsty for Kool-Aid. Is this the Kool-Aid? No, that's coffee. Oh, good. Because, if I'm not careful, I'm going to end up drinking some Kool-Aid in a cult. Then I'll find out if there's really a God. But Gitchimanidu is the Ojibwe word for great spirit. In Ojibwe, we kind of use these words interchangeably in a lot of times. Kind of like in English. Ninjachang is my soul. Jichag. Soul. And Jibe, or Jibai, I think that's how you probably pronounce B-A-Y. A's are and a Y adds a I. Jaboy. Ninja boy. Is that how a real Ojibwe speaker would speak it? Yeah, if I was a fluent Ojibwe speaker, I'd have to speak in a lower register. Ugh. Ninja boy. No. Ojibwe. Spirit. So your soul and your spirit. What do you think the difference between soul and spirit is, sweetie? Well, your spirit is what we really are. Yeah, okay. You know, you're born, you have a spirit that enters your body and leaves your body. And your soul is it part of your spirit? I don't know. What's the difference? I don't know. There's soul in music. Yeah, okay. So spirit is what you are, the spiritual creature living in a body. And that's also like in Ojibwe, we got a lot of things spirits, like the Great Spirit. You know, he's not a spirit like we are. I don't know. I mean, I think he's beyond. We're like part of him, but he's the Great Spirit. But your chichag. Oh, but we also, like when we talk about evil spirits, manji jipe, jabai. We're talking like demons and stuff. But a jichag, a soul, you can have soul in your music, but you can also tell stuff that has no soul. Like music and art that's made. I wonder if I erased this. Maybe I should look for this. There's stuff, if you're an artist or a spiritual person or a spirit, you can tell, but if you're brainwashed, you can't tell. Like art that's made not from God has no soul. And so it looks gross. Like, let me see if I can find it. I know I could probably dog Van Gogh for the same thing, but this is easier to this is a good example of like non-godly art. Are you gonna show Keanu Reeves' girlfriend's painting? Yeah. Okay. So the reason why we pick on Keanu Reeves' girlfriend so much on this show, and I know a lot of people here have seen the show before, so they probably saw when Keanu Reeves calls in, he's got this gray-haired girlfriend who's an artist. And I think her art represents everything that's bad in art. Okay? Because there's no soul. This is one of her paintings. It says, I love you in a weird, gross, hard to read way. It has no, I mean, she's a millionaire, by the way. Is that right? Yeah. She's made $1 million selling art because the art world is owned by Satan. But you can tell the difference between, this. If you don't have any soul and you're an artist, you end up making stuff like this. If you have a soul, let me see if I can find something beautiful. Now, I think Michelangelo was inspired by Gitchimanado. This is one of my favorite little... You could pick one, and this is totally random, not an exceptional moment in Picasso. Picasso's not good either. But Michelangelo, he was a guy who painted the Sistine Chapel and Statue of David and that. This is a painting from somewhere, probably the Sistine Chapel. And this little just clip, yeah, shows how much talent that guy had. It's that the image of this woman's face, this girl's face, is so beautiful. It tells a story. You look at it, it can bring you to tears. So luckily, I lived long enough and I became, I'll never be quite the artist as Michael. Yeah, but in my own little way. I'm artist enough that I notice that, oh, that's right, inspiration. We get inspired from God. When things are inspired, they're pretty good. You can tell, you can see it. If there's no soul in something, it's ugly. Now, I would say there's no soul in most popular music. Really? Yeah. Even if you can dance to it, they have like rhythmic zombie beats, boring just like raves and, just confusing trance music. Yeah. Whether it's like rap or crappy hip hop or whatever, all that stuff's just garbage because it has no real soul. Now, you listen to Aretha Franklin. Yeah. You make me feel like a natural woman. Yeah, exactly. She had soul. Was Aretha Franklin a Christian? Probably. Yeah. So you can tell. So that's what I think is the difference between soul and spirit. Your spirit, you can have a spirit. Soul is in your spirit. It's like comes from God. It works through you, and your soul can be put into the world through art, through music. Maybe the soul has something to do with the quality of your spirit. It could be like maybe did some people's souls die? Yeah. Talk more about that. Well, I don't know. Like, if you live a bad life and you have your soul dies, you're still a spirit. You're still going to live after death. But when your soul dies, then that's like you don't go to heaven or something. Yeah. Yeah, the soul is the quality of your spirit. And it's the thing that works through and it's the voice of your spirit. Oh, we're getting deep. Badlands is here. Well, hey, bonjour, Badlands. What's going on? Badlands says, Aretha Franklin's dad was a Baptist minister. There you go. She probably had early childhood roots in a black Baptist church in the South. Those guys are crazy, soulful people. And I was watching something on YouTube and there was a black Christian comedian guy. And he was just doing some crowd work with the audience. And he asked this one random black dude to stand up. And the guy goes, oh, yeah. I sing in my church choir. And he goes, let me hear your refrain of Amazing Grace. I bet you have, is that one of your things? And the guy just out of nowhere belted out the most beautiful, it brought tears to my eyes, Amazing Grace a cappella that I didn't want to try to sing it, to give you an example. But you just go, oh, that's what talent is. It's soul. Either way, I was told the J in Ojibwe is spirit, keepers of spirit. There you go. I've heard that too, that Ojibwe speaks of the spirit, the Jibbe, Ojibwe. And O has something to do with it's used in other words. Keeper? You say it's like the keeper of the spirit. Yeah, it's bodies with spirits. Some people call Ojibways breathing spirits. Have you heard that? Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, there's a lot of mysteries in the language. Like we were saying the other day, quite frankly, a show is called Boujou Nana Boujou. Yeah. And sometimes I wonder if we're not just actually speaking French there. Oh, bonjour? Yeah, Minnesotans call it bonjour, but the French say boujou. I wonder if somewhere along the line, like who was it that came in and they're all like, Anin, boujou crew? John Redcorn. I think Anin was probably more how we said hi to each other. I think boujou is probably post French fur trader. Yeah. I think we picked up more from France than we like to admit. Quite frankly, if it wasn't for the Frenchmen giving us guns, we wouldn't have Minnesota. Why is that? Because we showed up in Dakota territory with our rifles and 6-shooters and claimed, oh, hey, we had a vision. This is our land. I think it's time for the Dakota to mahjong. Go down south, start a casino or something. You'll have the last laugh, but the Ojibwe are here. And this has been the story of the Ojibwe migration. Yeah, that's my short version of the Ojibwe migration. Bunch of Shinabs met some French fur traders, came to Minnesota and Winnipeg. Because there were probably Dakota up in Winnipeg back in the day, too. Probably. I mean, I think all the Ojibwe speakers were out east and then migrated out here. Yeah. So there's probably Dakotas up there, too. Until the pistol-wielding Ojibways came canoeing in with their French fur trading buddies. I don't know, man. I think I need to watch Last of the Mohicans again. Really? Yeah. Is that movie good? It's probably good. I don't really remember it that well. But what's his name's in it? Yeah. He used to be a good actor. I can't remember his name. My Left Foot. Yeah, Gangs of New York. Van Gogh sucks, says Kaya. Thank you for saying that. I think Van Gogh is part of the satanic deception, the brainwashing, part of the indoctrination. They try to tell their kids. Okay, I'm not even going to. Let me cancel this. They try to tell our kids that art, well, first of all, the first lie we tell our kids in art is that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And then we tell them that beauty in modernism doesn't have to be realistic. I did a show once where I told the parents to quit telling their kids that they were great artists and that everybody was an artist. Really? Yeah, it's like one of those things like, well, if everybody's an artist, then nobody's an artist, okay? And your kid's not a genius just because he did finger paints. Because I remember probably the first artist I heard about, tell you the truth, I think the first artist I knew about in kindergarten was, who's that freak? I know who you're thinking of. Campbell soup cans. Andy Warhol. Oh yeah, Andy Warhol. Andy Warhol, silver screen. Then David Bowie has to sing a song about him. But the collage, they said, was invented by Andy Warhol. I mean, big deal. Gluing magazine pictures together. But when I was a kindergartner, we did a lot of that. But then they showed us this. Starry Night. And as a kid, your knee-jerk, honest reaction is, I can draw better than that. You know, I remember thinking, what, this is a famous artist? I should be an artist because you don't even have to be able to paint well. But because we told all the kids, oh, he was the greatest artist of all time. What a genius. Who could have ever thought of painting such a thing? It's like, well, who cares? It's ugly. And that's when people stop trusting themselves to know the difference between ugly and beautiful. You kids, you can tell. You're right. It is fair to compare art. Some is good. Some is crap. Most is crap. Because we're living in Satan's playground. Really? Yeah. I think if you get to become a real musician or an artist and you're part of the art world, you're probably not, inspired by God. You're probably inspired by Satan. But since, Satan can't inspire. That's right. He can lie and deceive and mimic. But he's not creative. Only God's creative. And so that's why I think it's good to be creative. And this will be my last point on art today, kids. Just turned into a lecture about art. Yeah, I don't know why. Today's art lecture from your old Uncle Nanabuju. Nanabuju's Nebwakowin. Nanabuju's wisdom today is beauty is not in the eye of the beholder. Everybody wants to tell you that because they also want to make you, because everyone thinks, yeah, that's true. I like that girl and she's not all beautiful. We're not talking about that. That's a different kind of beauty. Artistic beauty, musical beauty, and frankly, beauty, just physical beauty, there is a standard. It is a hierarchy. Everything is hierarchical. But, the highest, best, most beautiful is God. And so if it's got soul, whatever it is, and your spirit can tell the difference. Don't let them tell you that's all subjective. Either way, I was told, wait, I already read that. Wes Studi. Thank you, Wes Studi. I was actually thinking of the white actor. Yeah, of course. What are Indian movies? Indians are always like, they know the Indian actors, but not the white actors. Yeah, nobody ever goes, oh, I love that one Kevin Costner movie. What's it called? Dances with Wolves. When Lone Ranger and Tonto came out, everybody on the reservation was like, hey, you going to go see that movie with Johnny Depp, Tonto? And I'm like, you mean the Lone Ranger? Nobody cared about the Lone Ranger. Warhol was the devil incarnate. There you go. Probably was. He kind of ushered in a lot of that creepy, ugly, he corrupted, But what about Bowie, sweetie? What about Bowie? I personally love a lot of Bowie music. But he had his share of playing around with the dark magic stuff too. He wore a cross most days through most of the 80s and 90s, maybe his whole life. That's right, he always wore a little silver cross on his neck. And he claimed to be a Protestant. A Protestant? Yeah. Somebody asked him once if he was a Christian. He goes, I'm a Protestant. And I don't think he was trying to be like cool. But I think he was also a Freemason. I don't know. I think some of his stuff was inspired by God. But I also think he was propped up and rewarded by dark forces, dark non-God stuff. Yeah, you can't become a rock star and not have something to do with Satan. Yeah. I do not appreciate the spandex leggings in Labyrinth. That was too much for me. Yeah, we all had to kind of put a blind eye on that. I remember just trying to avoid that part of the movie screen. Otherwise, it's a flawless movie. Down in the underground. Put on some baggier pants, David Bowie. Yeah. Well, what you gonna? I kind of blame Spielberg for that. Really? Yeah, Spielberg's a real creep. He was probably behind the camera zooming in on David Bowie's, you know. Well, sweetie. Hey, we got a couple of songs here. Oh, yeah? You want to hear Red House? Well, sure, I'll hear Red House. This is you and Michael. Speaking of soul, Michael Lyons and Natasha singing the soulful classic by none other than Jimi Hendrix, Red House. Red house over yonder, where my baby stays. There's a red house over yonder, where my baby stays. I've been home to see my baby 99 and 1/2 days. Wait a minute, something's wrong. My key won't unlock this door. Oh no, I think there's something wrong. My key won't unlock this door. No more. I got a bad feeling. My baby don't live here no more. Oh, it's alright, I still got my guitar to play. Show us how it's done. Michael Lyons on the guitar. There's a red house over yonder, where my baby stays. There's a red house over yonder, where my baby stays. But if my baby don't love me still, well, I know her sister. If my baby don't love me still, well, I know her sister. If my baby don't love me still, I know her sister. Well, okay. All right. Oh, woohoo! Kind of creepy out here tonight. Anyway, thought I better step outside, maybe say a Sunday night prayer. That's the name of our show tonight. Sunday night prayers in Ojibwe. Now, I'm pretty sure Bible doesn't talk about this, but I'm pretty sure Gitche Manadu can speak Ojibwe or English. I think he's at least bilingual. So it doesn't really matter. If you pray in English or Ojibwe, but I like to pray in Ojibwe. Sometimes I think it does something for my spirit, my soul. You know, it's just, I can't explain it. You guys probably understand. It has something to do with my ancestors. Even though my grandparents I spoke English to. But sometimes just speaking the language in a prayer kind of feels like a ceremony. Maybe that's it. It feels like a ceremony. So I'm just gonna do a ceremony. I should have brought out some sage. Bring some sage. But I have a little asema. I'm going to offer my tobacco. I'm going to say, hello, Great Spirit. Please accept my tobacco. Bonjour, Kichimanadu. Deka otapana niwi asema. Please help me to speak well tonight. Deka we dukawishan. Ando minaway dibakak. Thank you for everything, or thank you for this life. Miigwech ga iji bamadazayan. Thank you for healing my grief. Miigwech ga gage. Ningashgain de moen. And thank you for listening. Dash miigwech ga bizadawieg. Ni miigwechuindam. Gitchimanadu. I'm grateful, Great Spirit. Nimi Gwachu Wandam Gitchimanadu. Abayenge. Amen. I have started saying Miigwech Gagage Ningashke Namoen again. This means thank you for healing my grief. For a while there I was saying Miigwech Gagage Ninde. Thank you for healing my heart. Because I kind of wanted to thank him for helping me through grief. I mean, in addition to more people than I can count right now. In the last number of years, well, was it been 5 years? 5 years ago, our cat Princess died. And oh, what a heartbreak. And it was one in a long list of losses that I was grieving. But this one really hurt. And I started praying in a new way. You know, instead of just saying grace before mealtime when my cat was dying, I prayed in the fetal position and in tears. You know, you want to have a powerful prayer? Cry on the floor while you're doing it. But, I was praying for a lot of stuff, but I also just prayed for help. Because I had no control over how sad I was. Maybe you guys know what that's like. When somebody dies, or your cat dies, or your dog dies, or whatever. You can be so devastated that it's like being crazy. A broken heart is madness. You know? You can't. I think it does something to your soul. Now, it can open up your spirit to transformation. You get sad enough, you get devastated enough, it'll break you, But sometimes that's what it takes. And so I put out tobacco and I thank the Creator for healing my grief. He didn't just send me a bottle of antidepressants. It wasn't like that. But he healed my grief, and I'm saying that again because you can ask for him to heal your illness or heal your broken leg. So for me, healing my grief was healing my broken heart. He healed my broken heart by carrying me through the fire and onto the shore of the new thing. If I can offer any Auntie Natasha's wisdom tonight about grief, you might find yourself praying for God to make you feel better again. If you're really crazy, and a lot of us get like this, you ask God not to let them die. Please make my grandma the one exception. Let her be immortal. Father in heaven, make my grandma a vampire, please. I can't bear that she's dying. There might be times when you are so upset with grief that you think crazy. But if you're not even that far, sometimes being in grief, you'll think you want to go back to what you were like when you weren't so sad and depressed. But there's no going back. That's the brutal truth. There is no getting over grief, healing from grief. It's more like, because what it is, you're no longer the same person. And the world is no longer the same. You don't live in the same world anymore. And you're no longer the person you used to be. I used to be a person who had a white cat. And I lived in a world with a mysterious white cat named Princess. Then one day, Princess left her body and went to heaven to be with my grandmother. And I was heartbroken. And part of me died with my princess. Or at least, no, I didn't die, but I was transformed. Before the grief, you're a little caterpillar. Then grief hits, and you go in your cocoon of grief. But if you're lucky, you can break out of that cocoon and fly. Because now you're a butterfly. I'm choking myself up here. I don't know why. Thinking about my stupid cat. Anyway, today's Ojibwe word of the day. Your soul and your spirit. Jichug. Jipe. It's what we all really are. And your pets have spirits too. Don't let your crabby old uncle tell you your dogs, there aren't any pets in heaven. Come on. We know that they're just as spiritual as we are. Probably more so. But sometimes at the end of the day, on a Sunday night, you realize it all comes back to that. Your soul, your spirit, love, life and death. John Redcorn gets it. Jippe, jibay. Oh, what a night. La 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 da do 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 do. I hope Wendigo doesn't come and eat me up. What a lady, what a night. Oh, what a night! What if there's a Wendigo out here? Cannibal. Ooh. Don't get Wendigo. Wendigo is probably how you pronounce it. Confused with Bigfoot. Those are two different characters. Sabay, Bigfoot. We don't have any stories of Bigfoot not getting along with Anishinaabe. In our language, in our culture and history, Sabay was like one of the animals in the woods. Bigfoot represented honesty in the 7 grandfather teachings. You get the impression that the Indians just kind of knew about Bigfoot, like they knew about moose and bears. Seems like Bigfoot are smarter than dogs, but what do I know? Maybe they're not. But there's no stories of Bigfoot eating people. Wendigo is a cannibal creature in the wilderness. And people can become a Wendigo. You can be born a human being and then turn into a Wendigo. I think Wendigos are closer to zombies. They're like demon zombies and cannibals. But that's a big thing. They eat people. As far as I can tell, I think Bigfoot's a vegetarian. Nah, he probably eats fish. I bet you Bigfoot can just catch fish out of a river. Like a bear. He probably eats fish. And Slim Jims. No. All right, well, I'm going to go back. Boop, 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 boop. Beep, beep. Beep, beep. Bonjour. Hi, sweetie. Ready to come home? Yeah, can you pick me up? All right. Scanning for your coordinates. All right. And I'm locking in. Okay. And that's 1 to teleport. Make it so, number 1. No. Ta-da! Hey, sweetie. Hi, how you doing? I'm doing great. How was it outside? It's getting cold. Is it snowing yet? No, not yet. We're supposed to get a big storm tonight. Is that what they're saying? Yeah. 4 to 6 inches. 4 to 6 inches? Yep. Well, I'd care more if I didn't know for a fact that you're the one who's got to go out and shovel, not me. Yeah, what do you care? Not a bougie does all the shoveling around here. But yeah. Well, I mean, big deal. It's the middle of February. Everybody wants to act like, oh, it's spring, February 19th or whatever it is. Hey, Michael. Yeah? You still need to record the radio spots. Yeah, I know. I was thinking we could do that after this. It's getting awfully late. Yeah? You want to do it in the morning? Yeah, we could do it in the morning before the show tomorrow. Yeah, okay. Or maybe we should do another nighttime show. Let's talk about it later. All right. Anywho, so today, I like how every time I say anything, I say it kind of like we just started the show. Yeah. And on today's show, but actually, you know what, sweetie? I did want to talk about this one thing. We never talk about Teespring. Oh, yeah. Michael, you want me to talk about Teespring? Would you please? Okay. We have finally in the description, I think, in the description box, I should really check this, a link to our Teespring page. If you'd like to order T-shirts and cups. Let me see. I thought we had a video. Yeah, here we go. Check out our Teespring page. There are T-shirts that say "Hoa." We've got a yeah. Check that out. Hoa. That's what you say, sweetie. I think we all say it here. And then there's also cups for sale. Coffee cups for like $15. I know, that is such a ripoff. We had one of these cups and the handle broke off almost immediately. Yeah, but don't tell them that. Oh yeah, and it comes with other colors. I mean, only buy this stuff if you're rich. And we have a Hoa t-shirt, a girl's t-shirt in pink and white and and a lot of colors. There's a beautiful. Oh, you know what, sweetie? Yeah. This sweatshirt is really nice, but that decal, it kind of washes off. Does it really? Yeah. Oh. Maybe we should not tell them how crappy the products are if we expect them to sell. Yeah, no kidding. But, on the other hand, if you want to dress your baby in some Boozhoo, not a Boozhoo merchandise. Let me see what I do here. Oh, these are the books. Well, you get the idea. We got t-shirts, leggings, coffee cups, posters, a bunch of stuff. And we never try to sell it because, I don't know. Why do I feel weird about promoting? Every live stream does this. I know. I don't know why. I'm the one who pays the light bill. Yeah, maybe if I had to pay bills around here. Well, I think because it does seem like a lot of money to me. $15 for a coffee cup? I mean, there's a reason why I'm still drinking out of my grandmother's coffee cups. I can't afford to buy new coffee cups, let alone one with my picture on it. But if you got some money burning a hole in your wallet and you want a coffee cup, click in the links below. Michael's also got some books for sale. Like Dog and My Ingen. Teddy Bear. No, Teddy Bear's Vision Quest. That's the other book. That's Little Cutie. Teddy Bear's Vision Quest. Or let's say you want to color and learn some Ojibwe. An English Ojibwe coloring book. All these books and more for sale. Or if you work at Amazon, you could probably steal them. Go back to the warehouse. Don't tell them that. Well, I just think your books are kind of expensive too. Actually, the books keep getting cheaper and cheaper. Little Cutie is only like $9 now. Oh, really? Yeah. Okay. But anyway, you can support the show. Links in the description. We also have Patreon, PayPal, and GoFundMe. Otherwise, baby. I got kind of weepy out there, sweetie. Did you really? Yeah, I was talking about princess and grief and getting through grief, and then it triggered me. I got too cocky. What do you mean? I started talking about how to get through grief, and I realized, well, I've still got plenty of my own. Natchy Smatchy says, we bought 2 coffee cups 6 or so months ago, and they are holding up well. Oh, good. Nancy bought some coffee cups. Hey, thanks, Nancy. Thank you, Nancy. Well, maybe if you don't drop them, they won't break. I dropped ours. Great weekend of singing and dancing. Oh, you gotta sing and dance to get through this life. You know what song I really love? What's that? Will I Ever See You Again? Yeah? I think we should send people out with Will I Ever See You Again? All right. Sweetie, you want to add anything before I close out the show? No, I'm good if you are. All right. I'm gonna do this. All right. Hey, everybody. Miigwech GOFUNDME. Thank you for listening. Dash miigwech GONOWABIEG. And thank you for watching Boozhoo, Not a Boozhoo, the podcast about Ojibwe language and culture. My name is Natasha. This over here is Michael Lyons, the rockstar cartoonist. Hey everybody, thanks so much for stopping by. We'll see you tomorrow. Over here, Hoa, the love of my life, the man of my dreams. Get out of here. Not a Boozhoo. Okay, miigwech everybody. And yeah, I will see you again. GOFUNDME. Oh, but this is Will I Ever See You Again by Michael Lyons. GOFUNDME, Minowa.
1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go. Casual fight by candlelight as the room grew dim. You lied to me when you talked about him. I remember your ways and you and me in a sad embrace. I remember a place where you pulled me close and you kissed my face. Will I ever see you again? No, I don't think I'll ever see you again. I remember one day, and you and me in a pouring rain, water ran down my chin. So you pulled me close and you drank it in.